HORRORSTOR is a 2014 horror comedy novel that was written by Grady Hendrix. Something strange is happening at the Orr's Furniture Superstore in Cleveland, Ohio. Every morning, employees arrive to find broken conjuring bookshelves, shattered glance water goblets, and smashed Liripip wardrobes. Sales are down, security cameras reveal nothing, and store managers are panicking. To unravel the mystery, 3 employees volunteer to work a 9-hour dusk till dawn shift. In the dead of the night, they patrol the empty showroom floor, investigate strange sights and sounds, and encounter horrors that defy the imagination. A traditional haunted house story in a thoroughly contemporary setting, HORRORSTOR is designed to retain its lustre and natural appearance for a lifetime of use. Pleasingly proportioned with generous French flaps and a softcover binding, HORRORSTOR delivers the psychological terror you need in the elegant package you deserve. So, also, interesting fact, the IKEAs in the UK, which is obviously like this cover, it's like based off an IKEA catalogue. IKEA UK doesn't have catalogues. They did used to, but I've never seen one, and they officially discontinued them in 2021. But I have found from other places online the IKEAs in other places around the world do have catalogues, and this does look pretty similar to one. So yeah. So, as you can tell, HORRORSTOR is clearly meant to feel and be a bit like an IKEA. Although, if you read the front, legally, definitely not the case. But what more of a perfect place to read it than to take it into IKEA and read it there. So let's head inside and I'll tell you my initial thoughts. Okay, so I've just finished chapter 1 of this. I'm liking it so far. It's fun. I don't have a lot to add. It's definitely very like looking negatively at the store, but in like a very like comedic way. Nothing scary is really going on yet. I'm hoping we'll actually get scary content. Like, I don't just want the comedy. Like, so far the only thing that's like happened that I feel like is going to be a part of this is that like a piece of furniture was broken, which obviously like you learn in the description is part of it, and then one random input is like, do you believe in ghosts? But except for that, we're just chilling. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading. I've looked and nothing interesting on the page happens, like nothing except for the writing happens till chapter 3. So I'm going to read a little bit, just audio, and then when we get to chapter 3 I'm going to pick the physical book back up, so when we've got the interesting stuff going on in the book, such as pages like this, we'll be able to see it too. But yeah, I'll check in when I can. Okay, so it's so busy here. I don't know how much more I'm going to film because it's actually like crazy how busy it is, and I don't really enjoy filming when there's loads of people around. But essentially the plan is planned out. I don't know how long until the plan starts to take place, but I feel like that's when we're going to figure out the actual tone of the book, and if we're going to get scary, if we're going to get spooky, spoopy, just fun, don't know. But I'm enjoying it, so I'm going to keep reading. IKEA got crazy busy. I have read a good chunk of this. I'm into it, I'm enjoying it. I reckon I'm probably 20-25% of the way through. I'm having a fun time. I'm not spooked out, I'm not creeped out, I'm not scared. And we haven't even really had anything go on properly yet. Like, so I'm ready for it to pick up now, and I'm hoping it will soon, and I'll just keep checking in as and when I get to reading. So, yeah. I want to keep this video spoiler free, so I won't say too much, but I'm like a good chunk in now, probably 40% maybe. Can I say a page number anywhere? Not quite 40%, but we're getting there. And obviously I want to keep this spoiler free, but I do just want to mention that the amount of knowledge that we have about like what could potentially be going on is at a different level to what I was expecting. We seem to have just suddenly got a different level of knowledge. I won't say good, bad, more, less, anything like that. But I will say, like, at this point here, like 40%, it's taken a bit more of like a, oh, maybe this is going to do something a little bit different than I was expecting. But yeah, still having fun, still having a good time. Not scared, but I appreciate that it feels like it's been trying to at least be a little creepy. So we'll leave it like that for now. I can't wait to keep reading. So I'm still reading this. I've got to chapter 14, which means I've got about 60 pages left. I still think it's fun. It's taken a lot of turns that I wasn't expecting, but not in a way that seems good, a way that like, oh, I can't be doing this. And like it's quite a short book, like it's only you know, a tiny little book. It's less than 300 pages. I think it's less than 250. So it's not the biggest book, and some of the things it's trying to do, it just kind of feels like this is like mentally meant to affect me. If I'm meant to be in this, if I'm meant to be like believing this and going along with this and like getting affected by it, which I feel like you'd need to for it to be scary. Like we're not spending long enough on it. Like we're not spending both within the book but also the amount of time passing for these things to work for me. So yeah, I mean, it's still fun. I still think I'll give it at least a 3 stars unless the ending's really crap, and I feel like it could get a 4 stars still if the ending is really strong. But right now I'm just kind of like, yeah, this was a fun time. Like, I don't think I'd put it in a horror category. I don't know, like I haven't really got a horror from it. Like the other categories, at least on Goodreads, it's marked as like fiction, which yeah, humour, which I kind of get, mystery, paranormal, thriller, which are all kind of like, yeah, they're okay. It's just marked as adult, ghost, fantasy, audiobook. So like it's, do you know what I mean? Like all the rest are fine, but like horror, it's like, you know how there's like, when you watch a horror movie, there's horror movies, but then there's also like, I don't know what they call them, but like spoofs of the horror, is that the right word? Let me Google. So yeah, it can be called like a spoof or a parody. This kind of reads more like that than the actual like scary version. It kind of reads like a haha, like we're making fun of this sort of thing. I don't know. It's really difficult. I don't really know how I'm feeling. I feel like I just need to finish it now, so that's what I'm planning on doing this evening. I'm figuring out how I feel. So I'll probably just check in at the end. I'm literally just going to be sat here, so it's going to be very boring to watch, especially as I'm mainly listening through my headphones. So I'll just check in when I'm finished and give you my final thoughts. Okay, I finished it. I think it's a 3 star, maybe a 3.5, but I think it's a 3. It was a little disappointing at the end. It didn't really work for me. I don't know. I feel like for me, the main things that were an issue was like the pacing was off. Even points where it was like intense and you could kind of feel like maybe in a different situation it could actually be scary. Like the pacing was just so quick and so off that it just didn't work. Like I couldn't be in this big intense situation because like we'd had nothing. Like we'd had no build up, we've had nothing. So that didn't really work for me. And then yeah, the ending was just disappointing, honestly. Like I don't know. Obviously I don't want to give any spoilers away, but the ending felt very rushed, very odd, and then it kind of felt like they knew that ending wasn't great, so they added in an epilogue that maybe would work for some people, but it's not the sort of thing that I enjoy. So yeah, not the best, unfortunately. And it wasn't scary, it wasn't horror. However, I will say, if you do like this, this is like, you know, a comedic horror. If you want a comedic sci-fi, so like not horror at all, but comedic sci-fi, also set in a furniture store, there is a book called Fina that I actually enjoyed way more than this one. Fina was really good. I think I gave it like 4.5 stars, maybe 5 stars. Like, I really enjoyed it. And I would say if you enjoyed this, you could enjoy that. And I'd say if you enjoyed that, but like no going into this, it's not really horror, you could also enjoy this. Like I feel like they work back and forth with each other. But honestly I don't have anything else to add. That's all I have to say. I'm glad I've read it. I will definitely read more Grady Hendrix because I actually found the funny part of it funny, and like humour often doesn't work for me. Like often humour I'm just a bit like, oh, like okay, like I don't jive with a lot of it. Like a lot of times when books are trying to be funny, I just don't. Same with like movies and TV and stuff as well. But like yeah, obviously like books is something I actively read and am looking for. So I definitely will read more of Grady Hendrix. They seem to have some really cool ideas and I would like to read more, but unfortunately this one was not a hit. But yeah, that's it from me today. Please do give the video a like if you liked it, subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.